Hey, what's up, everyone? Gaming Arts 1 here, and today I'm going to talk briefly about Super Mario 3D World, a game that came out almost a decade ago for the Wii U console, and the fact that to this day has not received a direct sequel for whatever reason. Now, that game was probably one of the best platform titles I've ever seen, at least one of the best 3D platform titles I've seen. Everything about it, from its visual presentation to its level design, along with the co-op multiplayer gameplay, was very impressive. And of course, they had the same formula where Bowser was the main antagonist, which is all fine and dandy and everything. But I do feel like it was one of those games that Nintendo should have followed up on, especially considering the fact that the Wii U console, for the most part, was considered a flop in terms of commercial success. And I do feel that Super Mario 3D World was a game that stood out on a console that a lot of people really didn't pay too much attention to, because I believe the best-selling video game on the Wii U console was Mario Kart 8 from 2014, and then you also had the new Super Mario Brothers U game, which came out in 2012. I believe that was the third best-selling game console on the Wii U. And then, you look at those games and, we're still waiting for a sequel for Mario Kart 8 to this day, because we have not gotten a Mario Kart 9, but we do know that Mario Kart 9 is in the very early stages of development. We've seen no screenshots, we've seen no trailers, but we do know that it's supposed to be coming out sometime within the next couple of years or so. Hopefully we get a trailer for Mario Kart 9 sometime in 2023. But as far as Super Mario 3D World is concerned, I'm not exactly sure whether or not we're going to get a sequel, because a lot of people feel like, Nintendo would have done that by now if they had any plans on doing so. But then a lot of people can argue the same thing about Mario Kart 8. But instead, with Mario Kart 8, they ported it to Nintendo Switch, and they gave us Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which, by the way, is still a huge attraction, and it's one of the best-selling games on the Switch console right now. And I do feel that Super Mario 3D World definitely deserves some type of sequel, especially considering the fact that in November of 2023, it's going to mark the 10-year anniversary of, I guess, the Super Mario 3D World game that came out back in 2013. And I do feel that Nintendo should definitely do something special if they are considering a Super Mario 3D World sequel. However, I feel like we're going to get a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey from 2017 before we get a sequel to Super Mario 3D World, because Super Mario Odyssey was a way more successful game. I believe it was a game that got mainstream coverage following its release back in 2017, because the Switch console had a lot of momentum. A lot of people were talking about that, and a lot of people would probably go on record and say the Switch console has been one of the, I guess, most popular consoles in the past couple of years, depending on who you ask. Some people go on record and say it's the PlayStation 4, because some people are Sony stans and some people are, more supportive of, I guess, PlayStation consoles, and other people are Nintendo fanboys. But at the same time, I do feel that that Super Mario 3D World is definitely deserving of a sequel, because it's one of those games that I feel stands the test of time almost a decade later. And I still feel like it's a game that, a lot of people could play today and then look back and say, you know what, Nintendo was ahead of its time, especially concerning the fact that when it comes down to platform games, you don't see hardly any other video game companies do what Nintendo did with Super Mario 3D World. And I do feel that we need more co-op multiplayer platformers in gaming, because it's something that adds a little bit of variety to the platform genre, makes it more interesting, especially concerning the fact that it's a lot more competitive and people prefer RPGs and shooters and action adventures over platform games. And everybody knows, Mario, for the most part, is keeping the platform genre alive, and we're just waiting for Nintendo's next big game as it relates to Mario in the future. So hopefully later down the line we get a sequel to Super Mario 3D World. But as it currently stands, it doesn't seem like Nintendo has any plans to make that a reality as of right now.